Ooh,
You're muted, John.
you're
I
muted,
am muted,
John.
and
Yay,
You
there
did
he
so
is.
well.
We got him.
we're good. Anyway, we'll cut this out. Hi guys, it's DCU Daily Time with a little something extra later on. So stay tuned. But we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, mainly Creature Commandos. That's the obvious thing. But we're going to be talking about a lot about a certain thing in regards to that. You'll know when we get there. But we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about, Matt Reeves saying stuff about the Batman, James Gunn saying stuff about Superman, just a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, since I already unfortunately ruined it, Liz is here with me.
You're
Hi,
fine,
Liz.
John. You're fine. Hey, everybody. Harvey Dent's a dick. How's it going?
Yay, perfection. Let's go. Okay. This is already a chaos stream. This is already definitely a
Unhinged.
chaos stream.
Unhinged.
It's already
Love it.
unhinged. Hello
Love it.
everybody. Manos, Tony, Antonio, the Watcher, Michael
Watcher.
K, Manolo. Hello
Manos.
guys.
Antonio.
Yes, but let's dive into Dan's favorite filmmaker, Matt Reeves, talking about the
Yay.
Batman.
Why are we still talking about this? Let it go.
So apparently Matt Reeves was talking a little bit about in regards to what his ideas in regards to the Batman Part 2, if you ever write the fucking thing, but and he's saying it's going to dig into the epic story about deeper corruption, and it goes into places he couldn't even anticipate in the first one. Yeah, and we're still gonna have to wait another fucking 2.5 years for it. So does that excite you in any way, shape, or form? Or are you just like, I'm so done with this fucking movie, let's just move on?
I'm just done talking about it. Like, I'm gonna see it when it comes out. I loved the first one. I love the Penguin. I'm loving Creature Commandos. I'm gonna love Superman. I'm looking forward to everything that will lead us back up to Batman Part 2. I'm just tired of talking about it right now because we're not getting it until 2027. So talk to me in 2026, then we'll start talking about it again. But there's like so many other things to talk about at this point. Let's move along. Holy gosh.
Let's hope it doesn't get gunned down. Haha, I see what you
Yeah,
did
I
there,
saw that
Patrick.
one, please. Oh my God.
I think it's kind of funny. But I don't know. I just I mean, he's been saying this for a while, and I think he's just kind of like, I swear I'm doing the movie, guys. I swear. But that gives a lot of theories about Court of Owls. I know a lot of people want to see the Court of Owls, and I feel like they're definitely setting that up, and that's maybe why it's taking so long, because it's like such an innate
and that's fine.
Such a huge
but again,
story.
Let's talk about it in 2026. That's all I'm saying.
Snyder just said that he's starting to believe the Mr. Freeze rumors, but Liz is right. It's fun to speculate, but we can wait. Yeah. So just a little bit of edge, a little thing to maybe get Dan fuming, and that's always a fun thing to watch. So, but next thing, we have something a little bit more exciting for a movie that's actually coming out this year. Apparently, Superman is the most anticipated movie of 2025, according to WB. Eat a dick, Snyder cultists. So is that nice to see, Liz? Even though despite all these horrible fans, all these assholes, it's like, it's nice to see something like this where.
Well, and you know what? Also, God. Because the previous iterations that we have gotten, I'm talking about the film, mind you. I'm not talking about any of the TV shows. All of the films between this new one coming out and the Christopher Reeves, they've never been received positively like this. People were always very skeptical about it. People always had judgment about, he doesn't look right, or the story, but so this is the first time in decades we've had a Superman film come out that everybody's pretty much on board with and everybody's looking forward to. So I'm pumped about it. I think I'm really
Thank
excited.
you, Ron. We appreciate that.
Yeah, Ron.
To be fair, when you really think about it, and this is kind of a sad thing, again, as you said, if we're just talking about the movies, it is kind of sad to think that the last Superman movie that was positively received by most people was Superman 2. That was in 1981.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because I was going to say even the later Reeves ones weren't as
Superman popular. 3 was had some good ideas, but fell flat. Richard Pryor was just terrible, and the Quest for Peace is just no.
Well, and even Reeves himself said he wasn't in it, as you know, he wasn't invested like that towards the end either.
No. I don't count that. I count movies that have Superman or a Superman adjacent title in the title of the movie. I'm not like, oh, Justice League, we're gonna count that for No, it's a Justice League movie. It's not a Batman movie. It's not a Superman movie. And I'm just saying, I'm just so sick of people being like, oh yeah, I count Zack Snyder's Justice League as a Batman movie. No, it's a Justice League movie. Eat a dick. It's not a Batman movie. Shut the fuck up. I'm done. I hate it when people do that. It just annoys the hell out of me. But yes, Trunks are the best. We love to see it. You know, and this is just very heartwarming to see. I mean, again, it passed 50 million just after 12 days. And even though it's like, and it was, and now it's like 13, 14 days, but it was kind of like, I forgot, like, oh yeah, that was like less than 2 weeks ago. And we've already moved on to the next thing because that's what the internet is. But even then, it still feels like it came out like 2 months ago. Like it just like everything has moved so fast and so slow at the same time that it's just like, oh yeah, it came out 12, 13 days ago. That's crazy. And it's like already the most pumped thing. It's just like, we want to see, you know, there's a lot of people that are into this, that want to see this. That's why I was excited to see, you know, to be in a theater with people seeing the Superman trailer, because I wanted to see what the reaction was, but unfortunately things didn't meet up and I was late and all that stuff. But I was
I didn't get to either.
I was stoked to see that, but I hope like people were happy with the what I'm curious what you guys did you guys, because I know it was in the Dolby Sonic, specifically Sonic 3, but for Dolby and then for Mufasa. So I'm curious if you guys unfortunately went to go see Mufasa or if you saw Sonic in like Dolby or IMAX. I'm curious to what did you guys get like a gauge or reaction from them, and if you did, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. I didn't realize you were in the chat, Lenny. Hi, Lenny. And also, since you wanted me to blow you a kiss the other day, there you go. I hope you get that. But yeah, a lot of people are talking about Zack Snyder in the chat. So Caleb just going in hot, catching strays. Mufasa equals AIDS. Damn. All right, Caleb, it's not that bad.
It's rough.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, we're out here.
Okay. Anywho,
hey, Enterprising.
Enterprising. Hello, Ron and Lenny. Hello, Lenny. Hello, Caleb. Love to. Hello, Elizabeth Marvel. Hello, how are you doing? But yeah, I just love to see this. This is just another like extremely, yeah. Facts. Sonic 3 was epic.
100%.
Keanu.
100%.
Keanu. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm telling you,
but yeah.
man.
Love seeing this. Eat a dick and Harvey Dent's a dick. But yeah,
sure is.
nice to see this. But we all know what you guys really want to get into. We got to get into Creature Commandos, guys. This last episode was all about Dr. Phosphorus. I almost forgot.
Again, too short. Killed me.
Honestly, it felt longer than some of the other episodes. I think it was a little bit longer.
No, it was like 5 minutes long. Killed me. Just killed me.
But this was another really great episode. Like I really dug it. Like it confirmed what I was like insinuating like about it. How, you know, Dr. Phosphorus was like all this terrible shit happened to him, and then he was going to take over Rupert Thorne's empire. Since Rupert Thorne, nobody really cares about Rupert Thorne. Like they're like, all right, we can fucking kill him off. It's fine. He's not Falcone or Maroni or any of those guys. They're like, okay, we could. Although speaking of Maroni, ironically enough, this character, the main woman in the bordello, whatever the fuck it's called, brothel. She was I know
what you're saying. I know what you're
saying. Maroni's wife in the Batman or in the Penguin. So she's in Woman of Two. I recognize that voice anywhere, and she has like a very distinct raspy sort of like an accent too. I don't know where she's originally from, but I don't know the actress's name. Liz, I think you're looking it up already.
Yeah, I'm doing a quick Google.
But yeah, I was like, oh shit, she's in that. She's in here, and Woman of Two Universes. But that was crazy to see. This was really funny and also cool and badass, and we love to see it.
I'm not going to be able to pronounce her name. Dan can probably pronounce it better for sure. It's Shora
Aghdashloo. She's like
Christ
Iranian.
For you, Dan. I knew you could. Is she Iranian or is she Egyptian?
I think she was in The Expanse. She was like one of the leads in that show.
Yeah, she sure was.
She had like a couple of appearances in The Penguin. Yeah.
Yes, she's
Aghdashloo.
What a bad bitch. You guys also watch The Expanse if you've never seen The Expanse. Oh, yeah. It's not true to the books, but it's so freaking good. And I've met some of the cast on that too. So fucking fire. I love that show. Anyway, moving along.
Yeah, I think we got a lot.
Bitch.
I think we got a lot with this episode. I think even though, it's still short, but I still think we got more bang for our buck. We got a lot of stuff with Dr. Phosphorus. We got a lot of stuff with, the ongoing main story, but we also got some tidbits here and there. I like the stuff. Like I liked the little side plot with Weasel. I thought that was really funny, but I like how they do address the fact that Princess Alana they made her look specifically like the little girl that Weasel tried to save.
Yeah.
So it seems like Caleb. It seems like they're definitely going to go with like Weasel is maybe going to try and save Princess Alana. I know. I'm sorry, Liz. But then
again, now I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this bitch. Like, do we like her? Do we not like her? Do we want to save her? Is she gonna ruin the world?
Someone actually had a really good theory about this. I forget where I saw it. It might have been on a YouTube comment for because I always look up the promo because for some reason they don't put the promo for the next episode after the episode. You have to look it up on YouTube for some reason. So I looked, I think it was a comment on there. I don't know who did it, but there was a theory about it where it was like, remember, Cersei is a Greek character, a Greek, legend, myth, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So, and how, and there's kind of the idea of like cursed, like clairvoyancy in terms of, in terms of Greek legends, like, like Cassandra being cursed by the gods, where she's, it says all these, truthful things about the future, but nobody believes her. That was like her curse by Apollo or whatever. So, so it's kind of like that, although slightly different, where Cersei, like maybe Cersei does have good intentions, but due to the events of everything, it's self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
Where we're gonna get because Cersei tries to stop them. Cersei trying to stop the vision is what causes the vision in the first place. Right. Or at least the attempt, until like, because it seems like Princess Alana is getting her troops ready. She's ready to go to fucking war. They're doing all this other shit, and it seems like, oh, it's actually going to be self-fulfilling prophecy rather than you're welcome. Rather than like,
thanks,
certain things
animator. Like that. Thank you.
So I think that's a good theory. Like we're gonna reach a self-fulfilling prophecy, but then I think at the last second we're gonna, they're gonna stop it somehow. Maybe not Frank Grillo, but maybe Weasel, maybe Frankenstein. So I think that's definitely an interesting tidbit and definitely a plausible theory for that. But I think most of this episode was pretty fire, like outside of the timing.
It's totally fire, but again, that's why I'm sad that we get 22 minutes. It's We need more. We just need more is all I'm saying.
But don't focus on the thing you didn't like, because you complain about that every goddamn episode.
Because it's so good.
I know, but like, what? Explain the good things, because people are not believing you that you like the show. You got to explain the good things.
Again, I love the soundtrack week after week. Totally fire. Makes me really happy. Gogol Bordello's getting the attention that they definitely deserve. It's been too long. I love that the Doctor just went so completely unhinged. Like they just broke that man and he just left death and destruction in his wake. I love it when characters go off like that. And then did a little like disco number after taking over the mob. Why not? Why wouldn't you? It was pretty funny. But and then of course, and then Frankenstein too, like that man is so very delusional. My God, if anyone is a candidate for therapy. So I'm glad that we're finally going to get a Frankenstein bride reunion. I'm assuming in episode 7. But again, episode 7's only 28 minutes long. We still have to talk about Nina's origin story. We still have to figure out what the hell's going on with Alana. So I'm like, it's like I want more. I need more. I need it to be longer.
Robot feels like ages ago.
GI Robot's gonna come back. Like there's so much. I mean, I'm looking forward to the cliffhanger they're going to give us leading into season 2, which I don't care what they say. Like we know it's happening. So I'm looking forward to that, but at the same time, like I'm not ready for it to end yet. I'm just having such a good time with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's a damn good show. So I think I think even if Superman sucks, I don't think it will, but even if it does, James Gunn definitely has TV cornered, because it seems like those are the things that are universally praised, is Peacemaker and this, because the Suicide Squad was relatively mixed, but it seems like these two things were pretty heavily praised. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And there was another theory that somebody had, which was
Enterprising said Frankenstein would kill his therapist for sneezing wrong. I mean, again.
No, he would kill his therapist for suggesting that he needs to move on from the bride.
Right. Yeah.
But I think another really good theory in terms of what's gonna happen, I'm gonna go here because I'm gonna be talking about her, is Amanda Waller. Now, if you remember, I think we were talking about this backstage the other day, but when James Gunn revealed all of the logos way back in like 2023, when he announced like, Creature Commandos and Brave and the Bold and the Authority and all that shit. And he had images for each one. And you had the old like Creature Commandos image before they changed it all. They had the Damian Wayne Batman pick for Brave and the Bold. The one they had for Waller was her in prison.
Right.
And somebody had a theory that, now it could be total bullshit because it's just an image that he used to announce the story, but people have been theorizing that it's actually going to be a prison show with Amanda Waller. And, it's her going to be like trying to break out, or, just like,
I mean, everybody loves the prison show. So,
I mean, it's going to be like Oz with Amanda Waller. So that sounds pretty baller. But here's the thing. The reason it's like, what would cause that, what would cause that? Because it's like, well, because people thought that she was going to go to prison at the end of Peacemaker, and it was going to lead into Waller.
Yeah.
And so my reasoning is, because she's clearly not, they just shut down Task Force X, so she had to use Task Force M. So my theory is that due to the events of this, I think what we're going to get, I don't think we're going to get the apocalyptic vision like in that Cersei promised or whatever, but we are going to get very close, or we're going to get a small war between the United States and Pakistan.
Okay.
And because of that, because Amanda Waller effectively started a war, that she's going to be sent to prison for, like association with that. And that's what exactly I think that due to what we've seen in the set photos of Superman, it seems like Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. is going to take control of Argus, and Waller is going to like go to prison because she fucking almost started a war over nothing. And
we've done that a couple times now. Like we're like, we're used to it.
Yeah. So it's like I thought Amanda Waller was supposed to be smart, but I guess that's not the case anymore. But
smart
but
people
yeah,
make
so
mistakes. It happens.
Catman, yeah. But yeah, so that's another theory I have, is that it'll lead into the events of Waller, and that Waller will like be essentially be like what was promised, quote unquote, with it being a prison show, and Amanda Waller is just going to be in prison trying to figure shit out, but like trying to survive and all that shit. I don't know. I know of Slow Horses. I don't know what it's about. I know Gary Oldman's in it, and my parents said it was great. So
yeah,
I don't know anything about Slow Horses. But yeah, so I think that's my theory in regards to what's going to happen to Amanda Waller and what the Waller show is going to be about. Obviously, that's going to like take some time because the next two shows are Peacemaker and Lanterns.
Well, and again, is that one going to be animated, or is that going to be live action?
No, that's going to be live action.
Okay, I was going to say, we know she signed on to it.
The only for sure animated things we're getting are Creature Commandos, obviously, the Blue Beetle animated series, and Dynamic Duo. Those are the only three that we know for sure are going to be animated. Now, it's most likely that all the movies are going to be live action and all the TV shows are going to be live action, but it may be Booster Gold, but I think all of them are live action, outside of the three I mentioned. So, okay, that's interesting. But that's
no, incorrect.
I could see why, but it gets better. It's really good.
Also no.
Okay. Whatever. But yeah, Creature Commandos, I think yes, we do need to get into that. We'll get into that now. The idea that we have the cameo
Big guys save lives, baby. Woo!
Of Batman. We get, even though everyone's calling this the first look of Batman, it's not. We saw him like 2 episodes ago in the Apocalyptic Vision, dead on a spike. So like, y'all need to calm down.
That was my reaction, Ron. I was like, whoa, Batman. So goofy.
I don't think it's blue and gray. It's just like I think it's just the lighting. I think it's just like it's just lit that way. I don't think it's like, it could be fully black.
Well, and again, Sean Gunn notoriously was like, do not give anybody any indication about what direction we're going. Like,
I love that, and I love how like James Gunn needs to clarify, this is the DCU Batman. Yeah, no fucking shit. I don't think this looks like goddamn Robert Pattinson. Really? Bro is a string bean, and he thinks he looks like Alan Richardson. No fucking way. Of course, it's the DCU Batman. You don't need to fucking clarify that, my guy.
But unfortunately, he does. That's the problem. He does, though.
But he was talking about how there was a lot of behind the scenes turmoil, I guess, with Batman's suit design in Creature Commandos. I guess there was more. That's why in the Apocalyptic Vision he's essentially covered by the cape. Here it's just silhouette. He's like, that's what they say, more silhouette, give me more silhouette. So that's understandable, considering we don't want to, again, he's not the director either, so like,
right,
it's yes, he is the guy, and I assume he has like a certain vision for him, but it's really up to Andy Muschietti on what the Batman will look like in this universe. So obviously, I mean, yeah, Frank Miller is like the most popular, like in terms of look of Batman, even though I don't love it. I never really liked the look of Frank Miller's Batman, but that's just me. But I mean, I like something in between, like Pattinson and like Ben Affleck. I don't want him to be super duper muscular loaded, but I also don't want him to be like too like athletic tone, like somewhere in the middle,
You don't
where
want him to
he's
be like a
like,
Val Kilmer
because like
Batman.
the whole thing is like with Batman, I like him being a ninja, where he's like crawling around and like kind of it's like like Gordon talking to Batman and then he fucking turns and he's disappeared. Like that's the vibe of Batman I want. But I
Yeah.
understand why they got to make him super muscular in the cinematic universes, like with Ben Affleck and now with this. If
Yeah.
this is, what he looks like, because he's got to be like next to Superman who can fucking flick him and have him like fucking fly 200 feet that way and then Batman's dead. So it's like obviously yeah. But obviously people I know, because I know a lot of people are freaking out in terms of what he looks like. Obviously this isn't going to look exactly like him. This is just the vibe they're going for. Obviously they don't have a Batman actor just yet. They don't have, they don't have anything like that. This is probably not what they look like, cuz I mean look at Frank Grillo animation versus live action. Frank Grillo's not he's a big guy, don't get me wrong, but he's not that big. He's still like he's muscular, but not like, super duper beefcake like he is in Creature Commando. So don't expect like, oh, this is definitely what he's going to. This is just animation. But yeah, James Gunn was talking about how when they first showed the episode to me, there was a lot more Batman. And I said, I'm not ready to commit to that more silhouette. So in terms of what he looks like, what the suit looks like, he's like, let's not go crazy here. And, so we have our Batman technically. This is our world's finest so far. It's allegedly, because again, like kind of what he's saying here, bruh, that's a generic cartoon design, don't get too attached to it. Even Gunn has said he isn't committing to anything, and so that's why it's like be very cautious in regards to this aspect of the character. It's just like they're just this is just kind of a generic design. This is just animation. It's not like obviously like if David Harbour isn't going to look exactly like that in live action when he's portraying Frankenstein, if Frankenstein comes into live action. So, none of these characters are going to look I mean, look at Weasel. Weasel doesn't have like the big bulging eyes like he does in animation. They were much smaller. So, you have all that. So I would say don't get, again, similar to the Suicide Squad, don't get too attached.
Yeah.
But it's still a cool looking design, and I do hope
that they go. Answer Mano's time a question here.
I don't think it's as like necessary as Superman. Like I feel like Superman. I'm not gonna scream, rant, and cry if he doesn't have the trunks, unlike some people who scream, and cry if he does have the trunks. But I prefer Superman with trunks. I just think it looks better. I just think it looks awkward without it. But it's not bad. It's like
no, but he's asking about Batman.
Yeah, I think with Batman, I think he doesn't need trunks. I don't think he needs them.
I like it for the animated version. I like the trunks. I think we're just so used to seeing Batman without the trunks now in the live action that it wouldn't make sense. But I do like the idea of Superman in them and then Batman in them, because it would kind of make sense. Like, this is the tone, this is the vibe of the world, this is the vibe of the times. But for me, I want to see it animated. I could take it or leave it for live action.
There he is. Got the lightning bolt and everything. Dr. Phosphorus being like, what the fuck? Anyway. But yeah, I kind of like that idea of like, this is the tone they're going with. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be mostly Andy Muschietti. So I think that's definitely the case. Like, he's gonna be the main one designing it all.
But again, DC24, that would make sense. It would make sense. We've seen them both in trunks before. Why not? I really don't have a problem with it one way or the other. People need to calm down.
Yeah, it's just like people are like, oh, diaper man, like fuck off.
They're also going to say the actors aren't tall enough either. What do you people want?
I don't know. Whoever the fuck it is, Andy Muschietti, not Andy Muschietti, whoever the fuck it's going to be, it don't matter. It'll be, who knows? But whatever they decide to do, I think it'll be a good, relatively good decision. I think, The blue and gray. I hope we get blue and gray because we
Yeah.
haven't gotten blue and gray properly. We
Yeah.
got it in the Flash for like 2 seconds, and
Well, again, I
sucked.
definitely want it for animation, live action. I could give or take because again, we're so used to the solid black monochrome suit. But it would
Mhm.
be nice if we got like the gold accents back and the belt and things like that. I'm missing those kinds of details, but you know, we'll see. Right now, I care about Superman. That's what I care about.
Yeah, I think you know, I don't know. It's just I prefer blue and gray because we haven't gotten that yet, and that was such like a classic design for decades. I never loved the all black suits of like the 90s. Like they were fine and I get why they did it. But blue and black, that would look terrible. It's usually gray and black or blue and black, but like we mostly got all black for, which I understand why they did it. I just never really cared for it. Same with the Nolan ones, but I think Ben Affleck probably outside of the cowl probably had the best looking suits. Um because I liked, like, again, it kind of goes, it's clear like he has like spandex over it, but he has like Kevlar underneath and like bulletproof
Right.
shit. But outside of I don't like the ears that are too short, but outside of that, the rest of it's great. But I also liked what James Gunn was saying in regards to, this, like James Gunn talking about the two of them. Um, I can't wait for people to see more of him along with Superman and together. So that's definitely exciting. Like, because this is what we want to see right here. We don't want to see them fighting for stupid reasons. We want to see them high fiving because friendship always wins.
Yeah, and
And I
wearing
think that
matching
that's
gold belts. Yes.
yes. I want to see the utility belt. God damn it! Is that too much
Yeah,
to ask?
I'm saying.
Um, you know, but yeah, this definitely, the DCU already feels so connected. I couldn't be happier. A lot of people are happy with Creature Commandos and
Yeah.
all that, and that's definitely exciting. We got Gotham City, and it looks great, even though it is animated. Definitely fits the vibe, so that's really awesome. But yeah, for the most part, this episode was pretty baller. I know people are complaining it's too short, but
Too short.
you know, I I still really like it. But these are the official stills of, the final episode um of Nina, following mainly Nina Mazursky as, you know, um her backstory, but also, fighting the Pokolistan and Alana, or maybe they finally switch sides. Who knows? But whatever the case is, I'm super stoked because Nina Mazursky definitely needs more love. I was hoping that we would get her episode earlier, but we're definitely gonna get a lot of like Wolverine in Weapon X torture programs type shit. I feel like that's definitely the vibe we're gonna get with this. We've seen a little bit with her backstory, but I think we're going to be getting a lot of, insane stuff with her. And I think we're going to be feel very sad. Look at Weasel right there. Look at his bulging eyes. Jesus Christ. But yeah, overall, I'm super stoked for the season finale. I just want to see Nina Mazursky get some love. That's all. I want to see Dr. Phosphorus be badass because I love some Alan Tudyk. I love, again, Dr. Phosphorus and Nina. I don't hate the bride. She's not a bad character. It's just like
it's just a lot of her. Like she's clearly
it's just like
taken
too
over
much.
as the leader.
Like I
yeah.
feel like I'm kind of done with her at this point. Like
But
it's like we've gotten so much of this character, and she's not incredibly interesting. Like it's like typical shit, and I'm like, I've seen this type of thing a million times before, and it just, I'm just kind of done with it. And the thing is, I like Indira Varma is a great actress. I think she's doing a great job with the role. I like the design. I like I think the character's fine. It's just like I feel like we've gotten so much of her when it just feels like we've barely
Right.
gotten Phosphorus and
Anybody
Nina
else? Yeah.
Mazursky, and those
Well,
are way better and more interesting characters
so
to
I
me.
have to ask because I'm not familiar with the characters. So Dr. Phosphorus, before the accident, whatever you want to call it, the murder, um, it seemed like in Creature Commandos,
Oh
his
yeah, of
character
course.
looked very much like Alan Tudyk. Is that true to what the character actually looked like in reality, or did they purposely
I
animate
think
him
they
that way?
purposefully
Okay.
made him look like, you know,
Yeah. Watching it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a
Alan Tudyk
coincidence," if
because
that's
you know
really what he looked
he
like.
does
Yeah,
show up
okay.
in real life, and there is like a flashback in live action. Then he's obviously gonna look like Alan Tudyk because it's
Yeah.
about Alan Tudyk.
Well, I just wanted to
Um,
double check.
but yeah, uh, but he's definitely Dr. Foster is definitely an interesting character. He kind of had like typical shit in the comics. He's not a very popular character. Like he just kind of shows up from time to time. But they pretty much got like Rupert Thorne is connected to the backstory. Although it was different, he
Right.
wanted to build a nuclear power plant and instead of doing like cancer research type of shit. But they pretty much got like what they were going for. It just I just want to see more of him. I want to see more Nina Mazursky. It's like Bride, calm down, get 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 out of here, get out of here. But and I'm kind of indifferent on Weasel. Like I get like I want to see him like come out okay, but obviously that's not going to be the case. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that could be. I mean, I feel like that's going to be the case. Like as someone else said, like she's going to have like the secret power that's going to really save the day because she's done pretty much nothing.
Yeah,
Uh
she's just cowered in a corner.
yeah, so I feel like we're going to get like she's going to be like, "Oh, she's going to like have the rats devour Starro kind of thing." Where just like she's like going to have like maybe Aquaman like water kinesis, aqua kinesis powers, maybe something like that, or I don't know, whatever it is going to be. I think like that. I think the reason they made it so that it's the final episode because she's going to have a much bigger role in the final
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, they're
Like
definitely building
she's
up to
gonna.
her just going off and
I mean,
just murdering everyone in the water.
Yeah,
do you feel like there's gonna be a post-credit scene here that's gonna set up something else, maybe for Superman or beyond?
Yes. Well, but just to finish up with the Nina conversation,
yeah.
Waller does mention in like the very early, it might have been the very first episode that once she's in the water, like you need to watch out for her. So we know that she's obviously with this group for a reason. She can cause death and destruction given the right circumstances. So I'm definitely expecting that to happen. But we're going to get a glimpse of that in this last season, but in this last episode. But yeah, I totally think the end
I think
credit
that
scene
would be
is going to lead us
interesting.
into something. Yeah.
I think what would I as Dan you
How
were saying
many freaking
before,
offshoot agencies do we have here, you guys?
a
My
lot of them.
goodness.
I think would be a really good direction to go is that Task Force M gets shut down, Waller gets sent to prison. Frank Grillo. I keep saying Frank. I know it's not Frank Grillo, but it's like Rick Flag Sr. I just see Frank Grillo and I'm just like Frank Grillo. I don't think of Rick. I'm just like that's just Frank Grillo.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Rick Flag Sr. He's gonna be alive because of course he's. I mean, we saw him in Superman and we saw him in. He's gonna be the villain in Peacemaker too. So obviously he's not dead. So they're gonna, yeah. Shade, Shield, Argus, Fargus,
Y'all have a shield
Selena.
too? Goodness sakes.
What was it? What were the
Okay.
Shrek's names? Fargus, Sparkle, and Felina, or whatever the fuck his name is. Anyway, but so Frank Grillo, Rick Flag Sr. is gonna take control of Argus. Waller's gonna get sent to prison. Task Force M is gonna shut down, and then in order to have like that kind of vibe, I think the Bride is gonna form Shade. I think that would be a really good way to kind of do this. And then Creature Commandos maybe in the next season isn't going to be Task Force M, but it's going to be the agency of Shade. Like they're going to be creature commandos like it was in the comics for, I think it was the New 52 that did that, because you know, you had Vincent Velcoro, you had Nina Mazursky here, you had a werewolf, you had, you know, Frankenstein and the Bride, you had like Dr. Medusa, you know, you had all these different characters. So so I think that would be a really cool way to go, like have Creature Commandos feel more like Creature Commandos than it's just like, oh, it's just Suicide Squad again, but with monsters. So yeah, Frank Grillo is my favorite DC character, guys. He's really the best. He's also real, so that's crazy. But yeah, that's my hope for the final episode, that Creature Commandos becomes more of its own thing, because I think maybe James Gunn played it safe with the first season to get to lull people in, because a lot of people liked his version of the Suicide Squad. So he's like, okay, let me just kind of give that vibe, but for this, and then like so I can lull people in, and then I can go really crazy for the next season. So I don't know if that's a decent theory. I feel like we're gonna get the same tone. It's just like we're gonna get like something different story wise in terms of where the Creature Commandos are. I don't think we're just gonna have Task Force M again, because you know, again, almost starting a war with another country isn't going to really sit right with the United States government. So, you know,
it's not like we don't do it all the time.
Yeah, I know. But no, we have to be at war with, you know, getting the oil, not like are already getting the oil, not whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
bad, terrible joke. Anyway, because we already have it, you know, and we're trying to get more of it. There, we haven't gotten the oil yet. So with Picolistan, so you know, they don't want to start a war just yet. You know, you got to start a war for slightly more useful reasons. There's definitely weapons of mass destruction. Anyway, so you know, that's my ideas in regards to season 2. If I'm, you know, talking bullshit, then say I suck in the comments. That's fine. But yeah, that's everything in regards to Creature Commandos. One thing we did want to mention before we, you know, properly move on is something in regards to something that I hold near and dear to my heart. If people remember the infamous Jurassic League rant, for all 5 of you that were here for that, we were talking about, maybe this is connected to Creature Commandos because it does mention, you know, Batman, but people were talking about how, hey guys, can we please, for the love of fucking God, just get a Batman Beyond movie? Why is DC sitting on this amazing IP, yet they refuse to fucking use it properly? So yeah, I think 2024, 2023, it proves that, like, get Michael Keaton back for a Batman Beyond movie. Like yes, Cape Crusader, I didn't personally care for it, but that proves that Batman in a different timeline could work, that being like the early 1920s. While this would prove, you know, Batman could work in the fucking future. Obviously, it can't be like, I think in the animated series it was like 2007 or something like that, like something ridiculous, like, oh, it's going to be totally futuristic like that. Anyway, I animated or live action, I think both could work. Get your boy Dylan O'Brien for Terry McGinnis. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, I think Batman Beyond would be great. Now, do you know anything about Batman Beyond, or are you just like, whoosh?
I've heard of it. I might have seen episodes of the old cartoon, but I don't know. Not really. I've heard of it. That's about it.
It's essentially Batman. It's like, because it was so funny, because they were like, hey, what if we had like Batman, but he was like a teenager, and you know, what if we do that, like something like, you know, like Spider-Man but Batman? And Paul Dini is like, that sounds fucking terrible, but we'll try to make that work. and then they essentially got a new Batman, and like, he's the Batman that would come after, you know, Bruce Wayne. And he and they made him a kid, and then they're like, oh, we want a lighter show to get the kids on board, and then it was a show that was way fucking darker than the original Batman shows, like, because that's how it is. But yeah,
well,
Paul
I'm all
Dini's
for it, because like we get the origin stories time and time again, but there's got to be where's the period between the origin story and between them in adulthood, established as the superhero of that area, land, world, whatever. Like where's the middle bit there that we, when we transition from one to the other? Like there's a whole section of how he becomes this person, and we never really get to see that. So I totally dig that. I think that's
obviously
great.
Batman Beyond would be like an awkward thing to like kind of do because you're trying to do a new continuity. Obviously, I wouldn't say like do it now. I'm not excited, but I'm gonna watch it because I'm curious if they maybe double down on what little made the season 1 work and like do that. I hope it's better. Like hopefully they avoid all the dumb shit and they don't do that for season 2. But I'm not holding my breath. I'll still watch it, but like I have no hope that Cape Crusader season 2 is gonna. I think that shit's gonna get canceled after 2 seasons. But it's just like it was just not that great of a show, and But yeah, Batman Beyond. I started watching it, and then there was something that, and then I got busy with other stuff. But it was a good show. It was a really good show. So, but yeah, they don't have the budget or the it's just. They don't. That's the unfortunate part with
it's just the appetite,
WB.
and I think right now they've got already so many new things coming out. It's probably better to wait to commit to a Batman
obviously
Beyond.
you just gotta wait because it just kind of sucks because it's like this is such a great idea, but it's like I understand what the cinematic universe is. They probably don't want to make it an Elseworld story. That would also probably be like they would want to connect it, but like if whatever they decide to do, I just think it would be such a great thing to have, like, because it's so different and people are sick of the same Batman stories over and over and over again. I know, Liz, you have said this many times, like we're sick of the same shit. Give us different characters. Batman Beyond, yes, it's Batman, but it's technically a different character. It's Terry McGinnis as Batman, not Bruce Wayne as Batman. So I just that would be really great. And I'm just a man that wants to see Batman Beyond, not Jurassic League, James. Fucking fuck's sake. Jurassic League written by the guy who did Minions. Like, the fuck are you thinking? But that's, if you want to see that rant, that was back in like February of last year. So, go watch that. I'm not doing that rant again. You don't deserve it. But
nobody deserves it. You've talked for 30 minutes in that episode, right off the top.
No, I'm saying they don't deserve it now. You have to go back and watch the other. You gotta go watch the other episode. But yeah, that's it for Creature Commandos. And why do we have to fucking make everything an anime? Like, why? I understand anime is the big thing now, but can we just have like traditional animation that doesn't look like Cal Arts style? Like, I don't want to see more Cal Arts shit. I don't want to see anime. There's literally hundreds upon thousands of animation styles. We don't always have to fucking do anime. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going on another rant. Like, I understand anime is popular. I understand that. But there's a reason why anime from Japan works. It's because from Japan, they know what they're doing. They know how to make that work. Just because it's like, it doesn't come off meaningful. It comes off how do you do, fellow kids? We also like the anime. Please give us your money now. That's what it comes off. That's what fucking Batman Ninja came off as. That's what Suicide Squad Isekai came off as. Like, guys, stop with the anime shit. Nobody fucking wants to see that. We want actual weebs and anime fans will go watch real anime. They're not going to watch your discount hackneyed bullshit hack job of anime. They want to watch real anime. Like, you're not going to pull the how do you do, fellow kids with that audience. You're not. I'm sorry. It's just like, again, from East Asian countries, not from the US. That's what people want to see in terms of anime. The reason that everyone's flocking towards anime is because they're sick of shitty Western animation, and they're trying to get them back now with oh, look, we have anime style. We have, Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League. And it's like, why? Just watch actual anime, and then Western, just be better. I know it's crazy. Just stop shoving stupid shit down our throats. Stop doing all the dumb shit and just make good animated movies and TV. And you don't have to do Cal Art style either. It's not very.
I'll just say, like, the Batman, the animated series, Batman Beyond, that era of Warner Brothers animation was really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
And even though it was
That's
low
right.
budget, it worked really well. I think somehow it, to me, still feels better than a lot of what we get today. Like, so, yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to be much, It's like animate a few more, draw out a few more frames per second. It's all we need. It doesn't need to be an anime. Because the last thing we need is, basically a whole episode where Batman's like, "Do you bleed?" And then we just watch them brood for 5 minutes. And then Superman's
5 minutes, more like
going
5
Super Saiyan
episodes.
for another 15 minutes before, I don't know. Not that that's happened, but
you got to go Super Saiyan for 15 episodes. You got to have the fight scene for 20 episodes, and then you got to have the cooldown for another 100 episodes. Like that's what they got to do. Come on, Dan. Have you ever watched? Like, I know nothing about anime, but have you watched anime? Come on now. Even I know the stigma of that kind of shit. Like Naruto fucking doing a fight scene for fucking 100 episodes, and then like, where's the story? We don't know, but with fight scenes. Hi guys.
I know.
But anyway, let's stop with the ranting. And let's move on to bigger and better things. Well, something that's more Lizz's, her, what would you say? Your expertise, I guess you could say.
No. Wheelhouse, maybe.
Wheelhouse.
Love, preference, if you will.
Anyway, let's just, bite the bullet. And just
fandom,
be like, hey,
childhood fandom.
We're going to be talking about a little bit of MCU stuff today.
Stan.
We're going to, I
like it.
Anyway, so we're gonna be
got
talking
the grumpy glasses on again, guys. Grumpy glasses.
We're gonna be talking about MCU. MCU weekly. We're trying new things. I mean, we kind of have it during the Oh So Curious show, but now we're like kind of doing a thing where Marvel has to fucking encroach on every fucking facet of bullshit. They're even encroaching on DCU Daily with their mediocrity. Anyway, but firstly, speaking of not mediocrity, I'm actually excited for this, believe it or not. I'm actually genuinely excited for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, because I know pretty well, here's the thing. Well, maybe even the Secret Invasion.
Okay. Cue the music.
Okay, if Dan can make shit jokes, why can't I make shit jokes? Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
I mean, you're both pretty good at shit jokes. Yeah.
We got those, like, they're worse than dad jokes. Anyway, but Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, we originally called Spider-Man Freshman Year. It was going to be about, it was going to be like a prequel to what we saw of Peter Parker in Spider-Man Homecoming, where it was going to be like his early years with the suit, but then they're like, this is too inhibiting. Let's just do our own thing. So they ultimately decided that they're like, okay, we're just going to do an Elseworld story. And this time it's going to be, Norman Osborn is Peter's mentor instead of Tony Stark. And it's like, why? But whatever, it's Coleman Domingo. So who gives a shit? So it's just like, why does Spider-Man need a mentor? Why can't he just be Spider-Man? Anyway, I understand. Okay, I understand. All right. Y'all need to stop writing 90s Spider-Man's fucking cock at this point. I'm so sick of it. I watched episodes of that show as a kid, and that show was like, I knew as a kid that show was fucking dog shit. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Fucking 90s Spider-Man sucked. I don't care what anybody, like, it's not even close to X-Men. It's not even close to fucking the Iron Man 90s show, or even the Fantastic Four 90s show, or even Batman and Superman. Not even close. It just, people are blinded by nostalgia. There, I fucking said it. Anyway, so Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, guys. It's going to be coming out on Disney Plus January 29th. Okay. I wouldn't say I'm like super stoked for this. Like
You did say that. That's what you
I'm,
just
okay, I'm not like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I have to have it now, kind of thing. But I'm excited. Like I'm
Yeah.
excited for. I like the cell shaded animation. I like that vibe. I don't mind that like Harry Osborn looks androgynous. I know everyone like is losing their collective shit over it because um I don't know, they hate non-binary black people. I don't fucking know. Whatever the fucking, you know, whatever they're crying about this week. But
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna Coleman Domingo as Norman Osborn. At least now the stupid dumbass cornrows actually make sense. So like, it's fine.
Okay.
Um, no, because I don't know if you've seen like Norman Osborn in the comics. For some
I've
reason, they
not,
like drew him
but
with like
Coleman is so sick. I
they
adore
drew him with
him. So I'm
cornrows
excited.
in the comics, and it looks like shit. But now it like kind of makes sense anyway. But
Okay.
honestly, I watched the trailer. I didn't watch it with sound on because I was in the middle of something. But I saw it, and I like the animation. I understand the suit. Like I get it's a proto suit. I just okay, I get what they're doing with the web shooters. I'm still not a huge fan of it, and I hope they address that because it's like a villain can just like take a knife and just like and no
Yeah.
more web shooter. It's like I hope
Yeah.
they address that. Like
Or he can get caught on shit, whatever. Yeah.
yeah, I hope they address it because it's such a dumbass thing. But I don't mind the jersey, like the like, and I don't mind like we kind of have the goggles, like you know Tom Holland Spider Man did in the in the live action universe, or was those weird goggles. Um,
Yeah.
and I like the vibe again. I like the whole. Nobody is gonna touch the Tobey Maguire handmade suit. Nobody. That's gonna be the best handmade suit, like OG, like before he actually learns how to do sewing. Like that's gonna be like him wearing the human spider outfit.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Before
gonna
he
touch
learns
that.
how to do sewing.
Before he learns how to fucking sew properly. But
There
yeah,
you go.
I mean, this show looks good. I don't know if I'm gonna like watch it. I Is it weekly or are they gonna be revealing all the episodes at once?
I don't know. But honestly, I probably won't watch it myself. Like I just when I hear a show is going straight to Disney Plus, I'm like, all right, so it's not gonna be great. Like that's always my feeling when it comes to Disney Plus stuff. Like they don't typically deliver. So
I mean,
I'll just wait for the next season of X-Men. Like that's fine.
I'm relatively excited. I'll give it like maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and then if it sucks, I'll
I mean, I
Well,
will
yeah.
say
If
if you
if
go
you
off
guys
the
like it, then
trailer,
I'll start watching it. So I'll just wait till you guys tell me if it's decent.
like I will say if you go off the trailer though, this doesn't look like it's part of the MCU anymore. It's
no.
like
I mean,
maybe another
here's the thing.
Yeah.
timeline
Well, and everybody in the chat
because
is saying
Here's
they
the
think
thing.
the
It's
trailer looks like shit.
MCU adjacent. It's still under the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's
Yeah.
still like there. It's a what if story. It's what DC would call an Elseworld story.
Well, everyone in
It's
the chat is saying the trailer looks like crap. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it looks fine. Like, I'll give it a couple episodes. I still think it looks pretty good, but that's just me. But it's entirely possible it could suck. Like, I'm not like, as I said, when it comes to MCU stuff, the only things I'm giving a chance are Spider-Man stuff, Fantastic Four first steps, if I hear the reactions are overwhelmingly positive, and Daredevil Born Again if the reaction is overwhelmingly positive. But outside of that,
Chris says you need to watch it with audio so you can get on everybody else's page.
I guess so. Maybe that's the thing. But it's
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like it looks good. Like I don't know. Just I think it looks like a decent trailer. And I don't know. I'll give it a watch. It's 27 days from now. So if you're gonna watch it, cool. If you're not, then you know. Well,
Again, I'll wait till
can't
you
be
guys tell
finished
me if
because of
it's
rights issues. Like
I'll
they
wait
can't
till you
finish
guys tell
that.
me if it's worth a watch and we'll see. But I'm all about the Spider-Verse right now, so I don't care about any other
Oh,
projects. I
that's not
can't wait
coming
to
out for the next 10 years. So like
I know that, but that's all I care about as far as Spider-Man projects at this point. So
Spectacular Spider-Man, there's a
whatever.
lot of rights issues and there are lots of licensing issues in regards to that. So I don't think that's even the showrunner confirmed it's like that shit's never coming back. So like sorry guys. Like he do like that. That's what it is. But whatever. I think it looks pretty okay, but see, you have this person excited, can't wait. See some positive people. Fuck you guys. Anyway, but speaking of Daredevil Born Again, Charlie Cox is
He
training
sat in
for
this
season
seat.
2. It's already confirmed, season 2, Daredevil Born Again. I mean, it is coming from D-Devil updates on X, so it's most likely bullshit. But grain of salt, guys, grain of salt.
I'll find out. My producer knows him personally, so I'll let y'all know.
Different.
We will
love
send
it
a
when
text
they
tomorrow.
get rid of letters for no
They're
reason.
different. It's so great.
Or
Love
different, like the week. I wonder if the weekend goes to different. You know,
Probably gets cookies from Crumble.
Crumble. God, don't talk
Hangs
to me
out on
about
Tinder.
Crumble. Don't talk to me, or maybe even on Grindr.
Yeah.
But God, don't talk to me about Crumble. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'll give like a friend of mine who is also a big Daredevil fan. He's a big Charlie Cox fan, big fan of the Netflix
Charlie
show.
Cox is the best.
He's the guy.
He roots for Arsenal.
That's I think Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's just like they said it's not coming out before 2027. So there's at least the hope that it's going to come out around 2027, 2028. So
yeah, but he is making appearances as Daredevil in a bunch of other projects anyway, so like it's fine.
Avengers Doomsday. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so
Yeah, I think Kevin Feige got to him a little late, but
Charlie Cox didn't kill himself. Anyway, but my friend who got me into watching Superman and Lois after I was done with Arrowverse, and I ended up loving that, and I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna say this: you're a big Charlie Cox fan, you're a big Netflix Daredevil fan. You got me to watch Superman and Lois after I gave up on Arrowverse. He's like, okay, and I'm like, you have here, the pressure's on you. If this show is good, and you have to be overwhelmingly positive to get me to watch it. If it's not overwhelmingly positive, I'm not going to watch it. He's like, okay. I'm like, it's on you now, my guy. He's like, okay. So I said to him, if this show is Netflix Daredevil levels of good, I will watch it. If it's not, I'm not watching it. Because I've pretty much from the beginning, I've been like, ever since Disney announced this, even before his god-awful cameo in She-Hulk, I'm like, Disney's gonna fucking ruin the show. And I'm still on that boat. I think Disney is gonna fucking
right. I'm gonna watch. What are you talking about, Dan? Of course, I fucking love Daredevil, and I love Charlie Cox. Again, he has been in this room. I am sitting in the same spot that he has sat in himself. I am a Charlie Cox stan until
even
I
though you just said I don't give Disney Plus shows a chance, but
it's a different story. It's a different story. We have already established this character. We already know the story. Yeah, it could be shit. They could destroy it. It could be nothing close to the caliber of the Netflix show. I don't fucking care. I love Charlie Cox. I love Daredevil. I will continue to support him and all of his endeavors.
Yeah, if my friend is like overwhelmingly positive, I'll watch it, but I'm not hugely excited for it because I just can't. I literally just said I'm excited for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but everyone gave me shit because that's the thing that's not possible.
Because you didn't listen with audio. No. You cannot form an opinion without getting the full picture, John. You just can't. I appreciate you, but I know it won't be.
I know it won't be lighthearted.
So, I mean, they're saying that it's probably going to be even bloodier than the Netflix show. That's what the Watcher said too. Yeah.
Say because they're just trying to get Daredevil fans to fucking watch it.
All
right, they're just be like,
but dude, did you see the behind the scenes photos?
Even though this fucking company is built on kiddie shit, they'll be like, we swear it's gonna be more bloody.
Let's fucking
it's like,
do it,
I'll
bro.
fucking
Let's
believe
fucking
it when I see it. I'll fucking
Fine
believe
by
it when
me.
I see it.
Fuck shit up. Fine by me.
So, as I said, it's to my friend at this point because I trusted him with Superman and Lois, and he was right. So I'm like, hey, bro, you got to.
Manos.
I gotta.
John Bernthal's in it. We're getting Punisher in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting, and he's going to be using super soakers instead of real guns because real guns are bad. So
this isn't the George Lucas edit. Calm down.
And it's Nerf guns. Those are for the especially bad scenes. They're gonna, and then like it's gonna be, and then instead of Daredevil like hitting people, he's like gonna do like touch football. It's gonna be touch fighting. He's like once they, I'm done. Oh, I fell down. Like that's what
You're
that's
so
probably where I'm gonna
annoying.
get. But yeah, so I mean, I want to be excited for this, but like Disney has just scorned me way fucking too hard in the past, so I'm like,
No kidding.
I just
Like,
can't.
my man, Punisher.
My man.
The ride ain't over yet. My man.
Oh, lordy lord.
All right, but moving on to the next thing.
No pleasing grumpy glasses over here.
You know, apparently, as Dan was saying this the other day, Disney officially required Marvel 15 years ago for $4 billion, and now it's worth over $50 billion.
You're welcome.
So, you know, good stuff. Great.
As they said in Ghostbusters, the franchise rights alone will make us rich beyond our wildest dreams. Yeah. How you do business, baby.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You know, look at that fucking smile. Like, haha, I've destroyed every childhood you've ever loved. Anyway,
not mine.
Thanks, Mickey.
Not mine, baby. Love you. Stan it all.
But yeah, okay, cool. Great. Congrats.
All
so
the merch.
This is the slate for the upcoming 2025. We got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself.
Once you hear the audio.
All right, you know what? Speaking of, I'm gonna go do that right.
So Spider-Man. Then we're going to have Brave New World, which again, the fact that they're throwing out so many trailers like a month before the opening, it's not going to be great. But Harrison Ford's in it. I'm going to watch it. I'll let you know. Whatever. Daredevil, we already talked about. Can't friggin' wait. Thunderbolts, I don't care what anybody says. I'm pumped about it. I'm excited that Bucky's getting some more screen time. I'm excited we're going to see the Red Guardian some more. I'm excited we're going to get more into Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character. She's kind of becoming like the Amanda Waller of the MCU, which is totally fine by me. Ironheart, I actually, again, you guys, as much as I love Marvel, I'm not a comic book reader, so I still am discovering characters along the way. So Ironheart, I don't know a whole lot about. Excited about that one. Fantastic Four, again, I need to see a trailer before I pass any judgment at all, but we all know it's going to make a shit ton of money. Eyes of Wakanda looks animated. Again, haven't really done any research, haven't seen any trailers. Marvel Zombies, I liked the concept in the first season of What If, but quite frankly, like What Ifs for me are, I can give or take. They're kind of a reach. They're kind of goofy. I don't know that I'm going to give a shit about Marvel Zombies, really. Like, that's just, you're combining two things, and I don't care to see either. So that's going to be interesting.
That's like one idea where like it sounded good when like that episode in
again,
season
the
one
episode
was a
of
hit.
What If was
but like nobody thought they were gonna
I don't-
actually follow through and make the whole damn show.
I'm saying, like again, the one episode was enough. Really, do we need to continue on with that story? It's a reach. Cash grab. That's what Disney loves. And then Wonder Man, same thing. I really know nothing about Wonder Man, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And then, of course, everybody online will tell me whether or not it's canon, whether or not it sucks, whether everybody shits on Morbius. I didn't necessarily mind it for what they gave us. I do love Jared Leto, even though he's a cult leader. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all of these, with the exception of.
I just watched the trailer. I'm even more excited for the show. It looks great. Fuck you all. Anyway.
Yay! He did his research. Good job.
I watched the trailer. I just didn't watch it with sound. So I watch it with sound now, and it still looks good.
Dude, sound is like 70% of the story.
We had like 2 decades of film without sound. Fuck off.
Yeah, right? But they made them very differently back then because they didn't have any sound. That's why. Haven't you seen the artist?
Knowing there wasn't going to be sound, so you can't really use that comparison. But again, you've got all the context. That's all that matters. That's all we were asking.
Like, I still think it looks great. Like, goddamn, guys, y'all need to fucking calm down.
Elite Easy E, did you see the poster for it? It looks good.
What
he's saying keep Leto away from He-Man, but if you saw the poster, it looks interesting. John,
that was
like it looked a little Terminator-y.
That was 100% a fan-made poster.
Oh, was it? See, you guys, this is why we talk, because I don't know these things.
It was a fan-made. They haven't put out any official stuff for it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, this is why we have these conversations.
See, now you look like an idiot.
I don't know stuff. And that's fine. I'm allowed to look like an idiot. I own it. I own it, babe.
Guys, we love each
Mistakes
other.
were
Don't
made.
worry. We love and
They
care.
got
We're
me.
like
Listen,
siblings
I'm
now.
40, so the internet's gonna get me on a daily basis. You know what I mean? I can't keep
Sure.
up with all y'all. So
All
it is
right.
what it is.
So the only things I'm giving a chance this year are your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, maybe
Thank you,
Daredevil,
Caleb.
and maybe Fantastic Four. I mean, I've pretty much like just ended my relationship with the MCU, so it's
Is
like
Ironheart the gal from Wakanda Forever?
Wakanda Forever. Yeah,
Is
Riri
that what
Williams.
yeah, so I don't really care that much about that. But yeah, Fantastic Four, Eyes of Wakanda, I'm looking forward to. Again, Thunderbolts, really looking forward to. And of course, Daredevil, I stand you, Charlie Cox. I love you. And if we're getting John Bernthal, even better. So
yeah,
I'm good with
Captain
all of it.
America Brave New World, like even if I was still watching Marvel
I'll see
movies
it.
on the regular, it's just like
Here's
with the amount of reshoots in the it's just like it doesn't look like a complete movie to me, you know.
Here's
Even
my
with the
prediction
trailers.
with Brave New World. The only exciting part about Brave New World is gonna
Giancarlo
be
Esposito?
whatever. No, it's gonna be whatever end credit scenes we get. That's gonna be the like the movie itself,
but
whatever. But I think the end credit scenes will give us a taste of something else. So that'll be good. I'm excited for that.
I think I'm the only one here who's actually kind of excited about Captain America Brave New World because they're dealing with two big things that we have been asking for. One, they're dealing with Tiamat, like the huge Eternal in the ocean, and the fact that all of that it got converted into adamantium. So they're introducing adamantium in a big way, and they're finally dealing with
in the dumbest possible fucking way.
I'm just saying, it is a very for a movie that's meant to be very grounded and dark and more realistic, that spy thriller vibe that the Winter Soldier had.
But
Some of those elements are so comic booky.
Giant robot from Eternals that's in the middle of the ocean. We're finally doing that. All right.
I mean, that part excites me. I like the CGI for Red Hulk. We'll see, but like and I want to see what Anthony Mackie can do as Captain America.
I am excited for Anthony Mackie to finally get his movie. That's okay. For sure.
Is that what Wonder Man actually looks like, or do they just grab a random photo of Yahya Abdul-Mateen II? Like, because if that's what he looks like, it looks fucking stupid. But if that's just a random picture of him,
but also, what time period is it set in? Is it set in present day? Is it set in the future? Is it set
it's present day?
He looks like a 70s kind of character to me, like. Which would also
I think it's present day. Let me look it up.
I don't know fuck all. Like I said, I'll be honest. When I don't know something, I know nothing.
Wonder Man is one of those characters. I think he like started off as a bad guy and then became a good guy, or something, or like. Yeah, the character who was initially introduced as a supervillain imbued with ionic energy fought the Avengers, and then he eventually became a superhero. I just know that my buddy, my super nerd friend, absolutely hates Wonder Woman. That's all I know about Wonder Woman. And he also has
he's kind of like a Tony Stark. He inherits a munitions factory after his father dies. So
and he kind of has like Captain Comet / Superman powers, where it's just a grab bag of everything.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, there was that as well. So yeah, so it's going to be a mini series specifically, and Destin Daniel Cretton, apparently the new Marvel Jesus, because he's fucking doing everything now. He's going to be executive producer, and Andrew Guest is going to be the head writer. So, I don't get this like fucking need for like Daniel. I mean, I'm sure Shang-Chi was great, but it's like, why are you putting everything on this guy? Like, all right, sure. Okay. Have fun. But yeah, I think like it's just like Thunderbolts actually looks like it'll probably be a hit.
It's gonna be great.
Ironheart, don't care. Fantastic Four, as I said, I'll give it a chance. Eyes of Wakanda, again, they're just trying to build the Black Panther brand without, Chadwick Boseman, which is fair, but it's just like at this point, like I don't get why they didn't just recast him. But anyway, Marvel Zombies, they already fucked up the Marvel Zombies episode with What If, so I could care less.
So there is sort of a teaser trailer out for Wonder Man. I just watched it. Ben Kingsley is going to be back in, so we'll see what his connection with all of that is. They don't really give us a whole lot of information in the teaser trailer, but we'll see what happens.
Vindication. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's the slate, and I will say there's 3 projects this year I'm actually like maybe watch. So that's more than like the last like 3 years of Marvel at the MCU. So that's
we're
something,
happy to have
I guess.
Welcome. We're happy to have you.
So yeah, we got the new Brave New World just aired during the playoffs. Cool, great. Way to go. Thanks, Anthony Mackie. We appreciate you. You know, as I mentioned, like I don't know, it's just like it's still like stuck in my head with like the amount of insane like reshoots and stuff like that. Like the Giancarlo thing is like, I didn't meet my co-stars until Comic-Con. It's like, ooh, geez.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Only like voice actors say that shit. Like that's pretty, yeah.
In the words of Zuko, that's rough, buddy. Anyway. Again, I'm never gonna watch it. I was never gonna watch it, so no offense. And it's a shame because I like the cast.
I'll be seeing.
I like the cast. I like Anthony Mackie is great. It's just like I wish we got actually more of him before they essentially dived into this entire thing. I wish we got more of him as Falcon, so like when he became Captain America, it was more meaningful, like it was in the comics. Like we had him for like decades before he eventually got his role as Captain America. That's why it worked so well.
Yeah, but you know how they have to keep it moving. Their
as I
actors are
said,
only
it's
getting
movies.
older. Yeah,
You can only do so much. I understand it. It's just like still, I wanted to, but maybe that's just me also being an Anthony Mackie fan. So
yeah,
it's a man can dream. All right.
I mean, I want to see this movie. I want to see like how he does.
I'll be seeing it. Yeah.
It's freaking Harrison Ford. Come on now, like it's
Harrison Ford only coming in because William Hurt died. That's literally the only reason. Oof. But yeah. But yeah, what's the next thing? What are we talking about now? Still talking about Brave New World. As both Liz and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Thanks, Caleb. But we both appreciate that they're actually doing like real life prosthetics for Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah,
and it looks like relatively accurate. Like it looks,
and he said that's what he wanted too.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't want to be in a mocap suit, which is like good for you. And I appreciate that. I respect that. I mean, Tim Blake Nelson has always been one of those actors where he's like kind of like Willem Dafoe, where he's like he doesn't get like the big thing to really shine, and he never really gets like something like an Oscar nomination or anything like that. But he always understands the assignment and always brings his A game, no matter what movie he's in, no matter what show he's in. So mad respect for Tim Blake Nelson being awesome. But I understand that, but it's just like the way Kevin Feige talked about it. It was like, oh, there's only ever going to be one T'Challa, and that's Chadwick Boseman. That's such fucking bullshit, because Chadwick Boseman has not been the only. There's literally been hundreds of voice actors that have played Black Panther. It's just like when you play a character, a successful IP character, you're essentially a part of history, and that's all it's ever going to be. You're never going to be the be all and end all. You're going to be part of that history. That it's going to be a character that has existed before you and will exist after you. That's what it's going to be. And the fact that they're so gung ho on like, oh, this one guy is going to be the be all and end all. It's just, I feel like that's a very dumb argument to me.
I mean, look, I thought that they should have recast the role, but continue the character. Either that, or they just said like Liz, like they should have just not made the sequel until a bit later.
Well, that's fair, but it is canon. Shuri does take on the Black Panther role at some point in the comics, so they weren't completely off kilter. I think it was a little too soon. Personally, I would have liked to see a storyline where like M'Baku kind of takes on the leadership role, not necessarily becoming Black Panther, and then for the third one have Shuri take over. But I agree that recasting anytime in the near future is just a slap in the face to everybody that cared about Chadwick and all the hard work that he did. So I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's way too soon still at this point. So it is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. That's my argument. Chadwick wouldn't have wanted the T'Challa
No,
and Black Panther to
that's
die
fair.
with him, essentially.
But again, it's just for the fans. It's a little. I mean, like quite frankly, I was leaving the theater when I got the news that he passed, and I sat in my car for an hour and cried. So it's just for us as fans, it would be way too soon to touch that just now. That's all I'm saying. So I understand it, and I completely agree that Chadwick would feel that way, but we're not ready for that.
Yeah,
we're not.
But let's talk about less sad things. Sorry if I brought the room down, guys. That's I mean, that's what I do. But the next, but yeah, Tim Blake Nelson looks great as the leader. Even despite, yeah, thanks, Dan. Anyway, but next thing, this thing which made me want to, take a pistol to my head.
I mean,
it's like,
well, it's not like Harrison Ford's going to do his own stunts. So,
well, yeah, we know that. I mean, yeah, no, he's actually going to paint himself red and come out on stage and be like,
he had the dots all over him. He's not doing any of this active shit. So it's
Bro broke his ankle walking out of a fucking shit.
The man's in his 70s, for Christ's sake. Like, what do you expect? So
it's just like Lou Ferrigno didn't deal with this shit. Like, he just painted himself green, and there we go.
Lou Ferrigno is also a dick, so we can't really.
Wait, but is Anthony Mackie wearing a mask there?
It's like kind of like
his helmet,
a fly mask, so he doesn't get bugs in his face.
Yeah,
and also wind resistance and like cold and like temperature and all that shit. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, but if there's over 300 VFX shots in just this fight, I mean, how long does this fight go on for?
Apparently like a Dragon Ball Z fight scene where it's 10 episodes.
It's probably going to be too fucking long, to be fair. It's just going to be them like, look at how many things we can blow up. Like,
yeah, they're going to start skating across
how many effects
oil slick floor for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They're just going to have a dance where they're going to like do the tango, and there's going to be oil on the floor. They're going to beat up bad guys for 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is going to be the part in the film on Run P app where they say, all right, here's the time to go refill your popcorn, take a piss, wash your hands, come back. Like
the Run P. Oh, that's like, isn't it like, what is
where they tell you
again?
what points in the film you can get up and use the restroom if you need to.
Yeah,
like,
what's
you're
the
not
name
missing
of it again?
anything. I think it's called Run P.
Run P. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
I gotta.
That's an old reference. That's been years since anybody's referenced that app. But anyway,
yeah.
Like I said, I'll see it. I'll let y'all know how it is.
It already is a dumpster fire. It just depends. Is it a dumpster fire that's gonna make money, or is it a dumpster fire that's gonna remain a dumpster fire? That's what we gotta gauge here, and
Well, switching focus to...
And I will say, I want one more thing before we move on. VFX shots don't exactly mean it's going to be bad. It's just like it's a little concerning. That's all. Like, having that many VFX shots in a single fight scene, it's just like a lot. So
yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, CGI, it's there's a lot of great things you could do with CGI. CGI is great. I mean, as long as you give it time, give it a budget, make your VFX artists actually go to the bathroom when they work like a fucking 20-hour shift. Like, yeah, exactly. Test screenings don't mean anything. Well, it's not test screenings. It's the fact that they've admitted that they've reshot the film like at least 3 or 4 times at this point. More often than not, that results in a very messy movie that doesn't make sense.
But also, why are you telling people that? Like, that's just a dumb, like...
I think it's one of those things now, studio marketing. They just throw out numbers, because here's the thing. A lot of movies, like, I bet you a movie that you have no idea had 300 VFX shot in a scene has 300 VFX shots. It's just you don't notice it because there aren't like entire CGI characters running around fighting each other. It's just more noticeable with the subject matter of the MCU mostly.
Had 300 VFX shots.
Oh, no, more than that. And across the whole movie, you will have like over 1,500. I just remember when Zack Snyder did the Snyder Cut, he was like, they made like over 1,200 brand new VFX shots for that version of the film, which is where a lot of the $70 million went.
Saw the nightmare
It's
scene.
very common.
Like shit.
Well, I think visually, like from a execution standpoint, all the VFX in the Snyder Cut were way better than anything we got in this 2017 version.
Did you see
the subject matter of it is
like blank face Flash.
Oh, that stuff at the end? Yeah,
Oh.
because they were repurposing footage. That's different because that wasn't,
Okay,
you know,
yeah,
they
that's
didn't.
different.
Different. Like that's the gym I go to.
Different.
Anyway.
Cool. Not gonna watch it. Great.
We're
Liz, this is all you.
different. Come join us. And okay, whatever.
Liz, this is all you because I give 0 fucks.
Again, as of right now, I give 0 fucks as well. I need to see a trailer. I need to have more understanding of how much of our DJ we're going to see, how much of Chris Evans. I mean, listen, there's never enough Chris Evans in my opinion, but how much Chris Evans we're going to see.
Soon.
But my point is, I can't get excited for something I know absolutely nothing about. And again, it's really bothering me that they're putting all of their eggs in RDJ's basket when there's 4 fucking actors playing the Fantastic Four gang, and we're not giving them any recognition. We're not talking about them. We're not talking about their characters. We're not talking about what they're going to be doing in this film. I'm not happy with the marketing thus far, because they're putting it all on RDJ, and I don't think that's right. But again, until I see a trailer, I've got nothing to say other than that. It's where's my man Pedro? I would rather see actual Fantastic Four characters.
Here's the thing.
Than you know.
No. Bring that fucking comment back up. We're addressing this. Hang on. There's a difference between Aquaman coming back, where the last thing we saw of him was like Jason Momoa's dumbass redneck yell of like, "I'm Aquaman!" Wow! Yeah. Like that shit. And we're like, okay, we're getting something else with a different character. There's a difference between that and, you know, this extremely well-crafted, built-up scene of a man who was willing to not sacrifice himself, finally sacrifice himself for the greater good to save the universe and kill Thanos, and yet you're bringing back that fucking actor anyway.
Well,
Sorry,
and again,
I don't care what you say.
But and again, we've had Momoa as Aquaman for 5 minutes. We had RDJ as Iron Man for 10 fucking years.
Started the universe.
A significant difference. There's a significant difference. And again, like, yes, okay, use him for the marketing for Doomsday, fine. But again, the fact that they're using him for all the Fantastic Four shit as well is what's driving me crazy. Like, talk about Doomsday when we get to the end of 2025.
Well, we're gonna get to that in a second, but before
I know that, but I'm just saying the way that the direction they're heading with the marketing so far has not made me happy.
We're gonna be talking about that later, Watcher.
I'm interested in it, but that this is all they want to show us right now, and I think it's bullshit, personally.
Yeah, so
it's annoying.
Now we have a rumor mill that evil variants,
thank you, exactly,
like Captain Hydra and Maestro Hulk, are going to be appearing in. Exactly. Yep.
But again, that pisses me off too, because everybody's been speculating on how Chris Evans was going to show up in Fantastic Four. So now they're telling us, oh, well, he's going to be Captain Hydra in Avengers Doomsday. So obviously he's going to be Captain Hydra in Fantastic Four. Well, thanks for spoiling that shit. Like, what are we doing?
Well, why would Chris Evans show up in Fantastic Four?
What? They said he was going to be.
Chris Evans is going to be in Fantastic Four?
No, that's not. No, I don't think so.
Because Anthony Mackie was going to be in it as well. Or is everybody talking about Doomsday? See,
we're talking about Doomsday.
I'm getting all confused now.
We're talking about Doomsday. Apparently,
I know we're talking about Doomsday right now, but I'm saying previously.
Avengers Doomsday.
Previously.
No, that's not been a rumor, Liz. I think the idea that right now this Marvel leaks rumor, which take it with a big grain of salt, is that there are the characters that are returning, of course, including Chris Evans, RDJ, and potentially even who plays Agent Carter. No, Agent Carter.
Oh, you're talking about Haley Atwell.
Okay. Haley Atwell. I think they all might be playing like evil variations or variants of their characters. I think that's the rumor. Like, it's not just gonna be RDJ being a bad guy. It's like all these other people being big.
I mean, that's fine. That's very, Star Trek did that shit. That I don't have a problem with. But again, my angle is more talk about Avengers Doomsday. after Fantastic Four has been in like they're focusing on the wrong things because it's RDJ and Chris Evans.
But
So
it's
that's
still too
what's
early
making me mad.
too, no? Like it's early,
Yeah.
too early for them to get into the story elements of it. So right now the most marketable thing about the movie is RDJ. So like that's what they're marketing.
Yeah, that's
you know?
the only thing they have. So it's like, okay,
But again,
RDJ, RDJ.
it's too early too. Like we just got into the new year, and you're talking about you're already hyping up something from 2026. Like fucking pump the brakes. You have so many other projects. Like that's what's making me mad.
We have a lot of other projects. We have
That's
too
what I'm
many
saying.
projects. Go back to the slate where we have 9 Marvel projects.
That's what I'm
coming
saying.
out
So why are we doing this? And again, they're revealing too much. Like I'd rather be surprised, but here we
because
are.
I think
So
I have a
whatever.
reason for this is because it's just goes to show that Marvel has no faith in any of these projects at this point because
That's how
they don't
well
care
that is
about this shit anymore.
that's the
They just care
optics,
about
right?
money
Yeah.
because they
That's
know
the
that
optics.
Avengers with Chris Evans and RDJ coming back with the Russos directing again, they're like, oh, this is going to make us $2 billion again. They couldn't give a less of a
I'll see
flying
it.
fuck about Ironheart, the Disney Plus series, because it's like whatever. They're just fucking throwing away money at this point because like, well, we're going to get our $2 billion fucking Doomsday Avengers movie and then our $3 billion
I will say
Avengers Secret Wars movie.
A
So
lot
they
of
couldn't
the
give less of a fuck. So they got to hype this shit up.
But a lot of the projects for this year are either delayed from last year because of the strikes, and then some of them, I mean, most of them actually were greenlit before Bob Iger came back. So it feels like Marvel is kind of like, okay, we worked on them, we're going to get them out there in the world. But I think in the next few years, as we get past the Avengers movies, we're going to start to see what the strategy has been since Kevin Feige got more control back over what projects they were working on, how many they're working on a year, and how quickly they're going to release them. So I mean, I feel like we're still, getting rid of some of that stuff that was, made and greenlit before when, Bob Chapek was still around, and the quantity over quality mandate at the time. So I will say that you may still get a few gems out of it. I mean, like you said, the Spider-Man show, Wonder Man, they could all be good potentially. Like it's possible. So
yeah.
I mean, do you guys believe this rumor though?
It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me because, I remember Lizz was talking about this a couple months back where it's like actors love playing bad guys because it's different, especially with Chris Evans, who's played like good guys for so long. It's like, oh, I think he would be really open to playing a bad guy. Well, it's fun because
you can just go. You can just be unhinged. Like you don't have to have, there's certainly not a moral compass that's going to guide any of your decision making when you're a bad guy. So you can just have fun with it. I have notoriously said that Jason Momoa's best role is in Fast 10 where he's the bad guy. So, that's when you can just play and just leave it all on the table, and it's awesome. But yeah, I believe this rumor absolutely. But I guess we'll see.
Well, what about this one?
Now we're going back to,
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This makes me mad. We should be talking about Pedro. We should be talking about any of the other actors.
I don't believe it. This is a really big grain of salt. The idea that Dr. Doom would get 20 minutes of screen time.
Michael Keaton is in both Beetlejuice movies for all of 15 minutes. So that makes sense to me. But again, why the fuck do we care then if he's only in it for 15 minutes? Talk about the people that are going to be there for the other 2 hours. I'm getting heated here, guys. It makes me so mad. I mean,
look, I hope that if
on the wrong things, that's what I'm saying.
It makes sense if he's in there because if he is because we don't know yet if RDJ's Doom is in the same world as the Fantastic Four, which is not the main timeline of the MCU. It's not the 616 version or whatever, whichever. I forget which version is the main, the sacred time.
199999. That's it.
Yeah. But it would imply then that Doom is in the same universe as the Fantastic Four we're gonna get. In which case it would make sense. Otherwise, bring him in only to kind of connect the dots between Fantastic Four and the Avengers movies. There's no reason to have them be like. Why else would Doctor Doom show up to that version of the Fantastic Four's universe?
Yeah.
And then, even then, it should be a cameo background character because we were already getting Galactus and all Silver Surfer. There's a lot going on in that movie already. So
yeah, it's like, guys, you should have just done Mole Man. Like, why can't we just have Mole Man? That's just start it small. Give us, because I know Paul Walter Hauser is going to be in it, and he would have been great as Mole Man. I think he's Herbie though, but he would have been awesome as Mole Man. And they should have just done like it, but no, they're bringing in fucking Galactus and Silver. It's just like it's way too much for the. It's like at least like with the Fantastic Four Tim Story movies, at least they had the gall to not do Galactus fucking first. I mean, their Galactus still sucked because it was just a cloud, but like
I will see this. I will say this is a good point from Hosea though. That the idea of like if you get Tony Stark's daughter and then Doom comes up and she's like, "Daddy," and he completely just does not respond. It's those moments. Can you imagine if Tom Holland's Spider-Man actually dies at the hand of Doctor Doom? And then maybe we aren't getting more than. I mean, that's not gonna happen. But can you imagine though? Like
that would actually be ballsy. So that's definitely not gonna happen. And the thing is, honestly, I know they're gonna do it. It would be so much better if they don't address the fact he looks like Tony Stark. It just so happened it's a multiverse thing. So just all right, yeah, you heard from a guy who said, "Trust me, bro." Like I'm not believing anything in regards to anything. So I don't know. Whatever it's gonna be, it's just like they're doing too much, revealing too much.
Right.
And it's just like ridiculous at this point. It's just like I love how although I just noticed that the title of it is The Fantastic : for First Steps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They done goofed.
They done goofed.
No, I actually think that is what it is. I have heard it referenced like that. 4 First Steps.
4 First.
I'm not kidding. But again, we're not talking about that because all we can fucking talk about is RDJ. So whatever.
Well, that's what they want people to talk about because you're bringing back
becoming the
Iron Man as a different character.
Marvel.
Like, of course, people are going to talk about it.
So annoying.
All right, whatever. Cornrows, waves, whatever. The brunt of the end of the argument is that Norman Osborn looked like an idiot in the comics, no matter what fucking haircut he had. Because Brainiac isn't fucking Doctor Doom multiversal levels of shit. It's a big thing, but it's like it's not even close to being those too big of characters.
Yeah.
I mean, Underminer is essentially Mole Man, just the copyright-free version. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, well, there you go. I think that was all we had for MCU Weekly. It would be interesting to see if there was more of RDJ than just like a quick cameo in Fantastic Four, because it would kind of give us a hint as to what the story for Doomsday actually is.
Congratulations, Figure Drawing. I'm glad your comic friends are happy. Because it's like and the reason for that is because they care about the comic part. They don't give a flying fuck about the movie part. The people who care about the movie part are the people that have watched the movies for the past 20 years. So like like 15 years. 15 so it's years, like
yeah.
Actually more than that because they were doing that a few years before Disney bought Marvel. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
like 16
Marvel
years.
Is bringing back the older actors. What's the point? Exactly. You're not. And I mean, I've agreed with that. It's like you're bringing in so many of these other characters that should have honestly been introduced way earlier, but now.
Well, and again, I wouldn't care about RDJ, but he's taking away, and they're purposely doing it. He's taking away from the other actors, the other characters. If like at the very least, give them equal time and equal attention, but. This and again, we're talking about a project that he's a part of almost 2 full years from now. What are we doing? We have other things to be talking about. We have other things to be hyping up.
We have another. We just talk about all the Star Wars projects that are not going to happen
just once a year,
and then are never going to happen, and then that's it.
There is a new one coming out. They're going to be filming this year. A new Star Wars.
Yeah, the Mandalorian and Grogu. That's all we're going to fucking get in terms.
Well, Daisy Ridley was saying this in 2024 that they were going to start filming a new. We're getting something new this year.
Yeah, so but that then got pulled off the schedule. Like that was on the release schedule, but now that movie is not on the release schedule either. So I don't know. Exactly. Maybe they shut it down.
What I know.
I fully agree. That's why I have stopped watching the movies. I'll give Spider-Man a chance. I'll maybe give like Daredevil and Fantastic Four a chance if they're good. But if they're not, I'm not watching it. So, yeah. Why are we still talking about Brainiac? Okay, I get it. I'm an idiot. Whatever. Move on. But yeah, I just think that's what people claim a lot of things, but the most they will always speak is with their wallets. Like they can constantly talk about how, oh, we hate this direction, we hate these movies. Well, clearly not, because they're fucking making money. So it's like you can bitch, rant, and scream all you want, but they're making money. So what's the thing, guys? What are you gonna say? Is it, oh, we're sick of this shit, but you still go fucking pay $20 to go see a fucking movie?
Well, I think it's still the curiosity factor. Like, even if they don't want it, they still want to know what they're gonna do with it. So I get it to a
streaming
point.
or watch
well,
it
again,
on
I've talked about this.
I
don't watch movies at home. So for me, I'll be in the theater, I'll be checking it out, but that's just my personal preference. I don't care to watch movies at home. So that's the difference. Even if I was a millionaire and I had my own, movie theater, I'm not watching movies at home. So
yeah,
which, would be also great. I'd like to just try being million.
I will say it's very hard for me to watch movies on my laptop. I will give it that. I have to probably watch it on my TV. But the difference is I don't think my HDMI cord works anymore. So I don't know how I'm gonna. And then when I tried to mirror it from my laptop to the TV, it didn't work. So I'm like, all right, well, oh well. But that's it, guys. We're done. We're done. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm tired.
Oh, and they will, Ron. They will. And this is my favorite thing about people that hate watch, because like y'all are still spending your hard-earned dollars to just be a shitty person. Like, great. Like,
yeah.
It's so
now we're going back to DC.
I fucking love it. I love it.
So they're gonna hate watch it. They're gonna be like, "This is the worst thing ever." Like, you paid fucking money to see it.
Yeah, sure did.
So, but that's it. We tried MCU Weekly, guys. Do you like it? Do you not? Well, please let us know in the comments below. Do you want to see more angry Lizz at Marvel? Because I get angry.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm always gonna keep it real, I'll love them until the day I die, but shit, they don't always.
I will still call them out on bullshit.
It is what it is, man.
But yes, okay, damn, salt in the wound, I guess. Anyway, but thanks for watching. Please fucking 29 of you are watching, and there's although somebody just liked, so 18 likes now. So guys, pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket. Yes, we already talked about that, Watcher. That was before you came in. Sorry. But we're keeping it real. We're keeping it
to the realest of the
reels. But please please comment. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and click the notification bell, since we're terrible about timing.
Yeah.
And Harvey Dent is a dick. Not Two-Face. Two-Face is totally fine. We love he's killed multiple people, but he's totally better than random.
They had it coming. That's fine. Totally fine. Totally fine.
Just not even gonna address it.
Please, not Star Wars, please. I'll just
you just literally almost hurled on the camera.
I'll start upchucking if we start talking about anyway. So we've gotten Batman and Creature Commandos. Season finale next week. What else? James Gunn talking too much. Are we ready for a Batman Beyond movie? Please let us know in the comments below. Trunks, no Trunks, all the things.
Hashtag Trunks.
There he is. Alan Ritchson is Batman. There you go.
Oh, my God, I wish.
No, I'm just kidding.
Please,
he's yelling it from the rooftops. He did say he's gonna yell it from the rooftops, and there's Batman on the rooftop.
Please, that's all I want in life right now. Please,
no,
I'll let Channing Tatum be Gambit if I could have Alan Ritchson be fucking Batman.
And
my Christ!
Ironically, much like your thoughts on Channing Tatum's Gambit, Alan Ritchson wouldn't work for Batman.
Not a strong.
I prefer someone. When it comes to Batman, I prefer someone who can, actually act. And Alan Ritchson isn't
Sir,
that guy.
don't go there with me, sir. Absolutely not.
Anyway,
clearly you didn't see Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
I did see that, and he was
his accent evolves with the movie. It's so crazy.
Anyway. Get out of here.
Anyway, but anyway, thanks for joining us on DCU Daily X MCU Weekly, as Dan likes to say. He likes to do the X thing.
Yeah.
But
but the ride's not over yet, my man.
We're going way too far. We're anyway. Night, guys. Love you.
We'll be back tomorrow because the ride's not over yet.
Random bullshit. See you next week. We love you.
My man.
Bye. Bat nipples.